Hey all. It's the news, everyone's favorite segment. Oh crap, I forgot the news thingy. Hold on. News, nope. Gotta change that. This one? Nope. Yeah, that's that one. The news, and then what's the date? The ninth. Ah, see. Very professional here at Nothing to Offer Gaming. We do the news. Actually don't even some things aren't even gaming. I should probably change the header, and I will get to that. So the news. Big week, big week. It's not political to call this out, I don't think, but Donald Trump was elected president of the United States. I got no comment. This isn't a political channel, so we're not talking about it. It's the news. Uh, there's an Iranian plot to murder President-elect Donald Trump, and that is interesting. I feel like if enough people try to kill him, it will happen one day. The odds are the probability. If people start to try to do that, it's going to happen. Hopefully not. Don't want to see that uh, in my news feed. Let's put it that way. Uh, Southern California wildfires. That's been going on a while. Lots to do with environmental change, humidity. Streamer who taunted Nintendo faces 7.5 million lawsuit for pirated Switch content. So yeah, he was playing the new Zelda game and the Pokemon Scarlet, and he was playing. I thought he was playing the Mario and Luigi game that just came out, and he was playing it early, and he was playing with an emulator. They are gonna sue his pants off. This is sort of what I've been talking about. So if you're a friend of the channel or you've been watching, I was working on I was going to do a Chrono Trigger series. I love that game. Beautiful. Um, I got into it and I kind of decided to not continue it, mostly because I'm afraid of Nintendo's, they just don't like it. And it's just like for me, I think there's other games to play that don't care as much. So I'm just going to do that and not tempt fate. I'm not a big streamer. I don't think it matters. I mean, I think I could definitely do a Chrono Trigger series. They're going to sue this poor person into freaking oblivion. He was using the emulator of the Switch. I mean, talked about the Switch so much, and the thing about it is that they are just terrified of their cash cow. I, the, Nintendo, don't you have something else up your sleeve? Just make something else. Make a new thing. See, the problem is they don't want to make a new thing. They just want to release an upgraded Switch and keep everything the same because they don't want to sink into the development costs. Well, just like they don't have anything up their sleeve. All they got is the Switch 2. You know, they're terrified when that thing starts to not sell. But it's been selling like crazy. I mean, has a record of selling. I think it's starting to fall off now because they haven't upgraded it yet. But they're coming out with the upgrade now, business plan. But the stranglehold, they're becoming like the evil empire. You know, the stranglehold's getting tighter and tighter, and it's just like the more fans are going to be turned off by that over time. I'm sure. I am, and I love Nintendo, man. It's like their games are just a mainstay in my life. Man, it's gonna be stinky if I can't. I love playing Nintendo games on stream. That's like Punch Out, man. It's like whatever. Nintendo, stop being the evil empire. Get back to making games. Star Wars new trilogy. I don't know. I'll probably watch it. I mean, I think we're all, everyone's gonna watch it. But hopefully it's good. Let's see. Nintendo. That's what these news stories are usually, is me just griping about Nintendo. Dead silence. Okay, let's do the business. What's the business say? Uh, Oil's up. Berkshire Hathaway's dumping Apple stock, which is interesting. I think they're just trying to build cash for the next cycle. I'm not really seeing much here. Bitcoin's up. The new regime is in, and their Bitcoin. He made all this money on these NFTs, so he's Bitcoin pro. He's anti EV though, so we're having like their cars are companies are having this shakeup where they don't know they went EV direction for so long, but they now they have to like change course to support ICE again. But it's the whiplash is actually going to be is and it has to do with the money that they give out the bonuses they give out for buying EVs, the governmental I forget what they call them, but it's like money they give you for buying EVs. They're not going to be supporting that anymore because, well, the Republicans aren't green per se, but uh, it's bad for the car manufacturers more than anything because they have sunk a lot of time and energy into making EVs, but now we're changing course again because of political. It's silly. It's bad for business, I think. On top of that, I mean, we're having kind of a renaissance or I don't know. It's not even. I think renaissance is the wrong word. It's probably a paradigm shift in the car manufacturing world. And you know what? The future is very uncertain for a lot of companies right now in that space. Uh, even the big ones, Ferrari and Lamborghini are making. Well, Lambo's making EVs now, right? Not EVs, hybrids. The Revolta. It's, we're never gonna get a Top Gear episode about the Revolta that anyone's gonna watch. Maybe it won't be. It won't have the. Jeremy Clarkson won't be driving it. But it's a new time in the world. You know, Donut Media freaking took a dive. What's that about? They lost all their talent. I really was enjoying that channel too, and it's just like lately I just don't feel it. It doesn't spark joy anymore. I don't like so there's two new channels, Speed, SPEED, and that's Humphreys, and then the other guys have the other channel, Big Time. I don't like either of those channels really. I think Big Time is like they're doing everything they wanted to do, but there's reasons why uh, Donut wouldn't let him do that stuff. And I think the videos are kind of they're like unproduced right now, but that may change. We'll see. I'll give him a shot over time. Speed, I haven't really watched much of it. He's been doing the same shtick he did over in Donut, where he just talks about like different history of car companies. The problem with the stuff he talks about is generally it's very broad and generic. Stuff I already know. You know what I mean? Old stories. I'd have to actually catch a look at that channel and see. Uh, they're doing numbers. Big Time's doing big numbers. They were doing big numbers. I think it's fallen off a little bit. Speed, I'm not sure. But you know what? I do hope those guys. I hope those guys do all right. They will. They're talented. They're funny. Anyway, uh, next thing. I think the next thing is what technology. Yeah, that's my favorite. JavaScript developers targeted by hundreds of malicious code libraries. Yeah, that was so the thing about JavaScript is it's built, they use these package library it has tons of packages that are vulnerable. They have if you're going to do enterprise kind of work in that node space or just using node basically it's npm, right? And then uh the there are to have like an enterprise like application you have to have you use a really like subset of those because a lot of them do have vulnerabilities, a lot of libraries that are baked in. So if you know about development, if you ever done like JavaScript development, it's sort of you pull in one library to do something, but it's going to pull a whole bunch of libraries, and they sort of everything is built on top of these. these frameworks that are widely adopted and used. Some of these frameworks are vulnerable, have vulnerabilities in them. Some of them are very vulnerable. And some of those libraries are actually wired into a lot of really common stuff. So if you want to build like node applications that are enterprise kind of safe, you have to really keep a subset and make sure everything's up to date. Yeah, it was only a matter of time before somebody kind of used those vulnerabilities against it. They're well documented. Everything's open source, so it's like everyone knows. Linus Teichhold was talking about synthetic threat, because there's this kernel change they had to put in for Linux, and there's this synthetic threat. He's just bored. He just doesn't. He's just annoyed by the synthetic threat. But it's true. I mean, the vulnerabilities are there, so it's only a matter of time before they get targeted. Oh, the Apple, that M2, or I think it's an M2. That new Apple computer is really cool. It's so small. I don't really run Apples much, but I'd like something like that. The button's on the bottom. Why's the button on the bottom? Why's the button on the bottom? Just well, you don't even need. All the Chinese stuff has like those electrokinetic buttons where you don't even have a button. You just press a piece of plastic, and it's just like it can tell that where you're. You know what I mean? Why don't you just put that? Why don't you just put that in the back or the top? It's like what? You could tell. I don't. It's weird. There's probably some weird engineering reason they put it on the bottom. It's so small. I think the thing is, I might stream some Mario and Luigi. That game looks cool. I might stream it on the Switch. I think that's okay. I don't think Nintendo cares if you stream it on the Switch. I'm so scared of Nintendo. They're just like destroying streamers' lives. $7.5 million. That guy probably made like $7 last year. 1,000 followers. No, I mean 1,000 watchers. I don't know. He might not have. I'm not really familiar with the streamer. I'll tell you, streaming isn't the most profitable thing to do in the world. It can be, I guess. ChatGPT is a default search engine. As ever since ChatGPT came out, they've been saying that you could replace your search engine with it. I honestly think you could. Somebody, I don't think I would yet. I like to read still, but if you're doing something where it's almost like it would almost be like the computer from Star Trek. You just say like, give me all the correlated data between the blah 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 and the blah 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 blah. And then it could give you links and stuff if you wanted it. It could actually do a lot. Yeah, I don't know. It's compelling. I'm not ready to switch yet, but I think it's coming. Like, some people are gonna, in the next 20 years, people are just that's all they're gonna know is how to search with ChatGPT. I'm a big proponent of AI. Actually, I don't know if you guys know this on the channel. I mean, I do use AI for my thumbnails, which to people's chagrin, I don't think I like it that much either anymore. But it's it's the easiest way to get just a thumbnail out there, so I can just make a stream. Uh, but on top of that, I have actually used ChatGPT for. I talk to it all the time. I ask like stupid questions. Like yesterday, I asked it about the moon and the orbit of the moon because it fascinates me that the moon is in geosynchronous orbit with. It's not actually. It does rotate, but it rotates so that it always faces the same way. Because if it didn't rotate, I guess we would see different parts of it. Which I knew that, but I don't know. I did talk. I had a long conversation with ChatGPT about that yesterday. Oh, upcoming on the stream, Kerbal Space Program. We're gonna play a little bit of that. A little bit of that. Yeah, the AR headsets are cool. I'm looking at a picture of the Apple Vision. That is gonna be like once they can get to the size where they're like the size of your glasses, like Ray-Bans. That is gonna be when it really is like, you know, the cool, the cool thing. They're so big now and clunky. FF MPEG devs boast up to a 94x performance boost after implementing handwritten AVX 512 assembly code. Oh yeah, streamers know. If you know, you know. I don't know. Actually, FFmpeg is a. I guess it's. Oh man, I actually don't even want to. I think it's an encoder. Open source decoding project. So I guess they're decoding, but yeah, it's like an encoder. You use it for streaming. I use it for. What do I use it for here? Oh, maybe I don't. I use NVIDIA NVEC one, AV1. Oh no, the audio. Oh, it's an audio encoder. That's right. I use it for my audio encoding. It's an audio encoder. Nerd stuff, I guess. Oh, Game Pass was killing it. I was just playing the Metal Slug Tactics yesterday, and I love it. I think, man, go play that game. It's fun. The Goat Simulator, I don't know. Flight Simulator, yeah, I like that. Is that Flight Simulator? Oh, that's for PC. Let me see. Flight Simulator kind of bores me though. The Rewinder. That sounds cool. Turnip Boy. I like Turnip Boy, but it's like it's really targeted for a younger audience, so I have a hard time playing it. I like the gameplay though. It's like Zelda kind of, sort of kind of like a top-down sort of. There's a little bit of puzzling and fighting. It's like cool. The story is just hard for me. Yeah, Flight Simulator 2024. They got helicopters now. I would recommend that game, even though I get bored with it real easy. But oh, there's GTA 6. I'm sorry, man. I just feel like this game is gonna be like just a letdown for everyone. And it's not because it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be amazing. It's just gonna be the people have this high, crazy high expectation. And I just, whenever expectations are so high, it's always just a letdown. Gmail 2FA cyber attacks. That's scary. If you do have your accounts, make sure 2FA is on. Even make it like multiple. Don't use your phone. Don't use your phone number. I'm trying to read like what causes it, but just protect your security, guys. I don't know. It's a scary world. Eventually, I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen in the future, but I feel like nothing's gonna be secure enough ever. That's scary, right? Stardew Valley has an update on Android. Oh, 1.6 is on Android. That's like I don't who cares. 1.6, yeah, okay. Entertainment, don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care. Oh, Wicked, I don't know. Do you care about Wicked? I don't. It looks like it's gonna be a disaster, but I'm gonna watch it and tell you what I think later. I'm gonna see the Venom movie. Martha Stewart documentary. Oh, did you guys see that documentary on the aliens abduction? How did that lady do that? It's like a magic trick. I feel like she's a con artist, but also something happened. But I don't. I just think she's a con artist. Too much of a con artist to trust anything that she says. But how did she get 36 different? It's like a Chris Angel mystery. Like Chris Angel wishes he could do magic tricks like that. Maybe they had aliens. I guess it all long ended. I actually enjoyed it. I don't think I'd recommend it per se, unless you like Marvel and magic and crap like that. If you're into that, the end of the story, it definitely had a cool twist at the end. Very, very on point for the characters. I thought the last episode was hokey, but the second to last episode was good. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but I enjoyed the end of it. Um, It was a little, it's a little hokey, the whole thing, but it wasn't like terrible like some of the other Marvel shows. So at least at least that. I'm trying to be positive here. It's tough. It's tough sometimes. All right, getting to the end of that. Sports. I don't even know. Oh yeah, the Tyson Jake Paul thing fight coming up next week. It is gonna. Well, it's an exhibition. They're gonna just. Well, I don't. They're gonna hug each other for an hour or whatever, and then sit down. And the girls are gonna beat each other up like crazy. That's my crystal ball. Science. Dark energy mounting evidence points to black holes as hidden source. Yeah, of course, dark energy comes from black holes. No, I said that like I understood, or you know what I mean. I don't know. I mean, I guess it makes sense with all that high gravity coming, being condensed into one place. It would make sense that you could get like higher density particles or particles that were like in a different state out of it because of how crazy the gravity is in there. That's as far as I know. Voyager 1, they kick the computer back on. It's like hanging on with a hope and a prayer to be communicating back to us. I imagine that it's like communicating back there because they're saying they're still taking scientific readings. I bet those scientific readings that right now are just like, oh, there's nothing out here, and then like 10 minutes later they check, still nothing. 10 minutes later, still nothing. Just a whole bunch of nothing. I wonder if they have a way to tell if uh like the gravity out there. I don't know. They probably do. Should ask ChatGPT. They would know. Anyway, because the only thing I could say is like maybe there is something out there and it would have gravity. I guess anything big enough for gravity we would know because we could see it. So it's like I don't know what. There's just nothing out there. That's why they call it space. Bat fungus in where? California, of course. All right, I guess that's it. That's the news. Da 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 da. See ya.